Yo, sound check, sound check. We're back, we're back. Another one. um, yeah, we're back, boys. We're back. Another coffee time episode, I suppose. Um, yeah. Well, I've got my coffee. It's a drug, man. It really is a drug. I'd say, yeah. Well, even technically speaking, but I've talked about that, so not gonna get into it. Mm. Yeah, just this time, I've got this to accompany my coffee. You know. Alright, where should we start? Lately I've last episode I've talked quite a bit about suppressing your emotions. Um, yeah, and dude, yesterday it seemed like all of a sudden I know my problem. I know, I know what the wall is and how to go through it. But well, later on in the evening, something very interesting happened. Um, it's it's going to it's gonna be very hard to speak about it constructively because it what happened was not so much constructive. For a moment, I thought I would like for a moment I felt like I was sort of in a way mentally lost. you know for example, you believe in something, you see it, you feel it, you're beginning more and more, you're beginning to sort of live by it and change, and you have a certain conversation with a certain person, and well, that person basically pinpointed that I was sort of like being fake in a way. Well, not entirely, I wouldn't say that, but yeah, like something was off with me, And and I didn't understand it. For me it seemed like the person I'm talking about uh was sort of, well, maybe not fake, but definitely like confused. Yeah, that's the word I'm gonna use. Like for me it seemed like the exact opposite for a moment. But that person, he would, whenever we would have conversations live, in front of each other, sometimes he would like notice something in me happening before I do. That's actually really crazy and really interesting. Yeah, you would notice faster than I do, and based of that, I was like, alright, alright, I'm gonna do my best to stay open-minded, and I've really thought about myself, about what I'm writing, about what I'm seeing, and about the fakeness that supposedly the other person sees in me, you know? I'm actually happy that I'm able to do that shit. Um, yeah, if anyone's listening, you know, whenever you have like a conversation or sort of like a conflict, like a tiny conflict or an argument, you know, if you're able to if you're able to like stop for a moment, stop if you're able to stop making yourself right and actually with an open eye like listen to the other side, you know, and you know, contemplate. I respect you because that shit is not hard to do. That shit is definitely not hard to do because as well it depends on well it depends what kind of a conflict or an argument is. But I think even with like silly conflicts, people struggle with that shit. People do struggle with that shit. Um but on the other hand, if the argument or conflict or something like that involves your whole sort of perspective to shatter in a way, it's a different game, okay? It's a whole different game. It is. And if you're able to do that shit in those circumstances, man, I fucking respect you because even if you're like even if you're smart or intelligent or like what very self-aware, you know, like conscious of yourself, of yeah, basically of yourself and how you react. You know, if you're even if you're looking for the truth, it's when something touches your perspective in a you could say destroying manner, it, you can definitely catch yourself. You can catch yourself if you're conscious enough. You can catch yourself like trying to make yourself right in a way, even though maybe deep down you know, or you know that there's like gaps in your side of perspective. You know. So yeah, basically, if you're able to do that shit, I definitely respect you. Um, need a couple sips. But yeah, so basically, well, I can, shit. I think I know how to put this. Well, basically, you know, recently I've realized that I need to be more harsh to myself. I need to not necessarily be more harsh to myself, but I need to not suppress harsh thoughts of myself, you know? Because definitely there's things that are not really good in my life, you know. Um you could say I'm not I'm not gonna go into detail, I suppose, but yeah, there's problems, okay? And you know, I used to always live in, well, not always. It's not like it's not like I was completely blind to the problems, but you know, even though deep down I knew that I need to dig into those, you know, I didn't. You know, I would sort of like blind eye it. Nah, I wouldn't even hmm. I would, well, basically I wouldn't properly let those emotions and thoughts about myself out. And when that shield builds up throughout time, you can have problems like I did, like I do. Um, and you know, I've realized that this is the only way. You know, I need to be more. I need to be true. You know, true with myself, and by being true with myself, I'm gonna be more harsh with myself because I'm not gonna suppress my shadow, my shitty aspect of of this, what I am, what I'm creating, I suppose, you know. And yeah, that's sort of it. Um, and you know, in the evening last night, I was having that conversation, and you know, the person made me question. Like I was so, you know, this whole suppressing emotions thingy is sort of like a lighthouse, like for like I finally see how to like overcome that wall I was speaking about not being able to progress and shit. And you know, I was just sort of like expressing myself, and the person made me question whether I was right, you know. And you know, more and more I, I've managed to stay open-minded, and off of that, more and more I was sort of like drawn into the spiral of like not even knowing what the fuck is happening. Like I'm not kidding. Like for a moment, it felt like I was lost. You know, like fear came up. I don't know. I was sort of like lost. Yeah, basically. Like I don't know. Like what to trust myself or not, or I don't know, man. It yeah, and it was pretty scary for a moment, but I think, well, the person I'm talking about, he was that person was sort of right. Yeah, and I'm not saying that my whole perspective shattered, but I've realized that, well, basically, throughout that conversation, I've realized that by being harsh to myself, I'm naturally gonna be more harsher to others, you know, and that's what the person felt, and that's, I think, uh, why she felt, you know, different vibes off of me. Um, wanna become famous? Blah 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 blah. Blah. Fuck you, dude. Dude, there's a lot of like, I need. Never mind. Hold on. I've got no fucking viewers, boys. I've got no viewers. I've only got bots, man. Feels bad, man. um. Shit. Where was I? Hold on. I need a couple sips. Yeah. Well, naturally, I could like. I become more cold in a way and more harsh to others, you know? But that's only because I'm harsher to myself, and yeah, it's sort of it's like a dilemma right now because I truly feel that I need to be harsher to myself in order to fix certain problems, you know, to change, to grow. But if that thing completely makes me cold, I don't know, man. I don't know. And that's what I'm talking about, you know? And that's what I'm talking about. You know, the about, you know, being lost. I became lost between those thoughts. And oh, the jazz music is just right. Um but yeah, I don't know. It feels like I'm like I want to change out of love, and not just for myself, you know, for others as well. Um And I really doubt that I would become like completely cold to others. Well, for a certain period of time, for sure, I might be more down and more, you know, more harsh. Not harsh, but just more down, more cold in a way, you know? It's not like I would talk shit to others all the time, you know? Definitely not that shit, but I truly think that that's what I need, you know? That's what I need to, and I need to let that shit out, you know, because there's a lot of that shit in me, I think. And well, I've talked in the last episode, but yeah, basically, I believe that this built up shit in me causes me to even have like panic attacks, even, or fear, not necessarily like a panic attack. Um, yeah, and it's like a how it's called? Hold on, man's love or manly love. You know, when for example, when a father smacks his child slightly, well, it doesn't knock the it doesn't knock him out, but well, smacks or like grabs and shouts maybe a little bit, but he's doing that shit out of love, and I think the problem with me is that, well, I've had, like, for example, it's not like I didn't have my father, and but yeah, I'm sort of I'm a little bit not silver spoon fed, but what's the word? The schlappentus. I don't know the word in English, but basically what I'm trying to say is that I've been just always given this love, this love, and even though I'm, you know, not doing shit in order to change or grow, or not doing the right thing, which would help, but I'm scared to do it for some reason because I've got some neurotic shit in me. Even though I'm not changing, and I still was almost, you could say, spammed with love, and it I think it makes me soft in a way, and it's way easier for me to not change and to stay in this happy land, of love. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I like it's a fairly complicated topic, but I think like I'm lacking the firmness and everything. It seems like everything makes sense because I like I can't be consistent. I uh I well, I've tried becoming a streamer, like I've tried building up my stream, let's say, and I couldn't, like, I wouldn't make a schedule because I wouldn't want to uh I wouldn't want to lose that sort of freedom, and I didn't want to have like a schedule, like a specific time I need to be on. And I think because I'm lacking that firmness in me, I'm like, I don't sacrifice myself in order for my goals, for my path. And because of that, because I've had, oh my god, because I've not because I didn't make enough sacrifices to grow. Well, I've ran into a wall, basically, which I was talking about. I ran into a wall, and there was like a shit ton of times where I just felt stuck, just felt stuck completely in a rut, even. And off of that, I lose motivation, and belief in myself, belief in my path. And yeah, it's not good. It's not good. And I would have changed probably way earlier, but I I realized that I was suppressing those emotions and about failure in a way. I was not completely blinded, but I didn't evaluate them enough. Like truly enough where like you realize that man, if you're gonna keep staying in a rut, if you're not gonna climb over that fucking wall, if you're not gonna sacrifice you're this dream of yours, it's not gonna come to reality. And I would sort of like blind eye this specifically what I've just said. um um but yeah, well, I've talked with that person, and actually when I said she was right in a way. What I meant is that I don't need to off rip myself off that love completely. And there's enough shit in me that I was sort of like, from now on, I'm not suppressing shit and everything just comes out. But it's a lot. It's it's a lot. It's a lot. And I've realized after that conversation that, dude, that's actually really fucking naive of me, because I'm not sure if I could handle it all at once, alone, without love, if I would rip myself off of that, off of love. And that's what she made me realize. And yeah, I think I need to balance myself out a little bit, but I should not. I should not. Yeah, that yeah. Well, you should understand by now what I mean. Hopefully. Yeah, well, basically yesterday, I but it's such a dilemma, dude. It's such a mind fuck, because like by letting all my demons out onto the surface, it's love still, because I want to get rid of those, and I want to, like, I'm doing that because I want to change for other people, for myself, to make something great, to spread love, So it's such a dilemma. It's so, I don't know, man. I there's so many mind fucks. There are so many mind fucks. You can get lost. Hold on. I need a little bit more of the coffee. Yeah, I think it's the same love, but just like a different flavor of it, or perspective, or like aspect or dimension of it. I don't know. It's probably something like that, because both sides, the like huggy, touchy love, it's still out of love, Like if you get that love from someone, that someone wants you to feel happy and, be loving. And the other side, the harsher one, it's well, it's the same sort of. Because for example, I realized that, well, I'm happy. I do spread love, but I just know that I'm not doing shit that I want to do, that I even feel like I need to do, and that robs me of just being free and vibrant, sometimes. And if the harsher kind of love is the only way to get rid of that shit, of those blocks, then well, Shit, I'm probably gonna end this episode fairly soon, but I think you guys understand what I mean. If anyone's watching, um, yeah, you see, it's such a fresh thing. All of this, what I'm talking about, it's happening. It's coming out to the surface in the last couple days, you could say, like properly coming out onto the surface. So like it's hard for me to like pinpoint everything and be completely constructive with what I'm saying. And as you can see, I get lost in shit. um, so yeah, I'm probably gonna end the episode right now. And shit, yo, boys, we didn't even need Reddit. Uh, I've got I've oh my god, English language. You see, my brain is starting to error. Well, basically, I prepared like a couple threads, uh, for if if I would have struggled with what I wanted to say. But yeah, if I'm going to keep at it, keep digging in a balanced way, in a balanced way, because what I find can fucking swallow me whole. And I think, yeah, and I I think that conversation, through that conversation, she made me realize that if I'm gonna go at it completely alone and without love, the different kind of love, the accepting, touchy, huggy kind of love. If I'm going alone there without that, uh, shit can swallow me whole, and I'm not sure if I would, like, I don't know, man. I could, like, in that moment of confusion of like feeling lost, like I've realized that, dude, there's some chance that I could go completely fucking downhill, like spiral, like I could just spiral down into almost like madness. Like I've sensed that it's possible. And usually, fuck it, enough. um Well, yeah, yo, boys. Anyway, if anyone's here, if anyone's watching, I'm sending love, all that jazz. I'm really enjoying the Morning Spirit Coffee Time episode.